So this time we're going to be looking at how do you reference journal articles. And first of all, we're going to look at just print articles or PDF articles. To reference an article, you will need the author or authors of the article, the year that that article was published, the title of the article, the journal title as well, the volume number, and occasionally you'll find that there's a part number or an issue number that goes along with that, and the page numbers on which you find that article. Okay, let's have a look at an example. So in the body of your text, you've put a citation like this, Morris et al. 2007, or you've used the other method saying Morris et al. 2007 states that, and so on. Now you'll notice there that I've used Morris et al. And if you've remember back to earlier on in this presentation, you will remember that we use et al. As a little trick to keep our citation nice and short. And et al. Means that there are 4 or more authors. So your reader will instantly spot that it wasn't just Morris who wrote this, that there are at least 4 authors involved in this article. Okay, so let's look at what we do for our reference in our reference list at the end of our work. We put in Morris, of course, and remember in your reference list you always include the initials. So you start with the second name and you put the author's initials in there. Now, unfortunately, in our reference list, we don't get away with using et al. As a shortcut. We have to list all of the author's names. So let's do that now. We have Morris, RJ. We have McIntyre, JH. We also have a Thompson, K. Kennedy, M. And then our year of publication, which is 2007. Then we put in the article title, which in this case is The Remaking of Edinburgh Castle. Then we need the journal title, which in this case is Planning Perspectives. And please notice there that I've put that as underlined, but remember you can put this as underlined, bold, or italicized. Choose one and stick with it. Then we put in the volume number and issue number, which is 22. Volume 22, issue 1. And then we remember our page numbers on which we found that article. So in this case, it was on pages 55 to 78. Great, so that is how you lay out a reference for a journal article, whether it's print or PDF. But what happens if you find your article online, for example, through Discovery or on Google Scholar? Well, you still require the same details, so you must provide the author or authors, the year of publication, the article title, the journal title, the volume number, issue number, and the page numbers. But you also need to include either the DOI, and if you can't find the DOI, you should provide the URL which you found the article and the date accessed. For anybody who doesn't know, URL is just a fancy way of saying web address. So either provide the DOI or the web address on which you found it and the date that you accessed it. Wait a minute. What is this thing that we're calling a DOI? DOI simply stands for Digital Object Identifier. And publishers attach a unique identifier to their articles in order to make them findable elsewhere on whichever platform they sit on. So where do you find the Digital Objective Identifier? Well, let's have a quick look. I'm going to do a quick search here on our Discovery. I'm going to type in fashion marketing into the search box, and the first result that comes up is an article on fashion marketing. I'm going to click on the full text button over here. I'm going to select one of the links from one of the suppliers that we get the article from. And when it pops up, we're going to see all the details that we need there. So we can see the title of the article, the author, I can see the page numbers at the top there. And if I zoom in a wee bit, you'll see this is where you find the DOI. So that's the bit that we need to copy and paste into our reference list. So remember, if you find your article online, you need to either provide this DOI, Digital Object Identifier, or you need to provide the URL and the date that you last accessed it.